Welcome to E&P Sponsor Spotlight, a presentation from E&P Magazine where we share the latest innovative solutions available from our marketing partners. And now here is the host of our Spotlight, E&P publisher, Mike Blinder.
I am so excited to be chatting with you, Julian. Just for my audience's benefit, you were amazing at the American Newspapers Conference. You were the keynote speaker, and your information was so valid. You were giving advice about employee retention.
Yeah, so I'm a recruiting consultant, so I work with media companies to help them optimize their recruiting processes. And what I gave at America's Newspapers was my keynote, Mastering the Talent Puzzle, where I shared the 3 immutable secrets of recruiting success. So the first was to know your employment value proposition and believe in it. Number 2 is implement pipeline recruiting. So always recruiting even when you're not hiring. And then lastly, build a culture of recruitment. Your people are the best recruiters and talent ambassadors for your firm.
But then as soon as I left the conference, it was amazing. I'm chatting with 2 very good friends of mine, Mark Vinciguerra and Warren Dews. They're both running an amazing organization called National Press Institute, where they've teamed up with you to help do some critical recruiting in just one sector right now of our industry, in the operations sector, to find possibly one of the hardest employees to find today, which is carriers. I mean, many people are just giving up on even recruiting them now and getting involved in mail distribution of product, and that's getting to be all kind of wonky. How have you perfected this process? You've got market after market now that are getting tremendous leads of qualified candidates that want to work on delivering our papers. How did you invent this, and what's it all about?
So ultimately, we created a solution that helps media companies generate leads to recruit newspaper carriers. So when I first met Mark and also Warren, they began to introduce me to all of these media company executives and leaders, and to really do some due diligence and discovery of what is the biggest challenge in terms of recruiting carriers. Well, after having a lot of these discovery sessions, I started to see it didn't seem like a supply issue, meaning it wasn't because there weren't enough human beings who were capable, interested in doing the job. But to me, it seemed like a marketing issue, specifically recruitment marketing. So what are the best ways that we can systematically create the employment value proposition to be a carrier and then get it out to as many people as possible? And that was the hypothesis that we posed, and now we have been able to demonstrate it. So our solution has created so much success, and it helps newspaper companies recruit carriers better, faster, and more consistently.
And we do know that that's an ongoing demand because carriers come and go. So having that pipeline constantly is an amazing tool to keep the operation flowing. But this is what I'm finding fascinating. I mean, you can hire professional agencies and consultants or headhunting firms. You're going to spend thousands of dollars putting together recruitment systems. You've got this all almost using AI and automated, correct? So it instantly finds you the candidates by the time you get your leads, your qualified leads, they know the job. They know how much they're going to make. They know the hours, and they're saying, yeah, I want to do this. Am I correct?
Right, absolutely. So kind of the key thing here is this is a set it and forget it solution. What most companies are doing right now, they're manually posting jobs on Indeed and Career Builder and all the different things, right? But this is something that you can literally just execute and then just have qualified leads come into top of funnel into your email, right? And the way we determine qualified is actually criteria that you give us. One of the things that happen automatically as part of our program is that we screen candidates in and screen candidates out based on your criteria. So do you have a valid driver's license? Do you have a reliable vehicle? Do you have current insurance? And if they check no, they get excluded from the process. Therefore, the only leads you get are qualified. And that is why our solution has a better quantity and quality aspect to it.
So I asked Warren when he described this to me, how many thousands and thousands of dollars would I have to invest into this? And he laughed and he said, there is no upfront investment. You pay on the leads. In other words, unless you get the results you want, there is no commitment, there's no problem. But so far, you've got a number of markets now just generating the talent they need to do this difficult job. And they're paying very small amount of money. Some have only spent $300, $400. Am I correct? To staff up instantly the talent they need to deliver the papers.
Right. So one of the things is we wanted to make sure this was strictly performance based. So you only pay for results. So we have a per lead cost model. So it basically the results are guaranteed. We decide on how many leads you want and we deliver them or your money back.
And of course, if I want to say to you, look, okay, we're going to keep this on going because, you never know when the guy's going to call and say, I finally got into college, or I'm changing direction, or I'm moving out of town, because this is not a life job, right? To some, it could be retirees or what have you, that they can just cap the amount they spend a month, right? Say, I'll invest $300 a month with this, and I'll constantly know who's out there I can tap instantly for the job. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah. So you can control the budget and the spend based on what's right for your business.
We're calling this the Placino method. So I hope you don't mind having your last name now used as the title of the product, but it's an amazing tool. And I just applaud you for making this so cost effective and easy to solve this critical problem in our operations sector.
Well, thank you. No, it's been fun to get to know a lot of the media leaders, yourself included, and also develop a real meaningful solution for this big problem that seems to have been plaguing the media industry for quite some time. So it's been a lot of fun.